good morning. So it's the start of Paris marathon training with the gang. So today is Tuesday. What day is it?
14th of December.
14th of December. And it is day one of the marathon training block.
Day two, day one was rest day.
It was it's technically day two, but Monday was a rest day. So at the weekend we had a really busy weekend. We paced the winter half, so I've done a video on that, so you can go and have a look what a fabulous weekend the Running Hub community had. And we also then had our Christmas social. Sorry it's dark, this is like, what time is it now, about 20 past 7? 20 past 7, because it's coming to like the shortest day of the year. Sunrise isn't till 8 o'clock. So yeah, I had a fabulous weekend. We had our Christmas social and we consumed a few beverages. It's really dark here, we haven't got any light. Yeah, basically we had an amazing night, a brilliant time, and so Monday was a rest day. I did actually teach HIIT and stretch in the Running Hub. We do our live classes, so it wasn't a complete rest day in the evening. But yeah, we're at the track now for our first session. Today Sammy and I have got 12 by 400 on the plan. We're aiming to go through in 93 with 90 seconds rest. The reason why we're doing 93 seconds today, normally our targets would be about 90, however Sammy raced at the weekend, I paced at the weekend, and
generous coach.
And he's a generous coach. So yeah, we're easing into the plan, not going like full blown. So yeah, because the half was the first time that I've run 13.1 miles since before I broke my ankle. So yeah, we have done our warm-up. We've got a loop that we do outside of the track. It's just under 2 miles, and then we grab our stuff from the car, our trainers to change into, do our drills, and then away we go. So I'll try and show you as much of the session, but yeah, it's dark at the moment. Once it lights up, and they don't put the floodlights on at this time yet, so just waiting. It's so dark. But this is the track, so walking over, we've got a place where we pop our stuff, and last week the track was frozen so we couldn't use it, but it's like 9-10 degrees now, so fine, it might just be a bit wet. So with this track, we are part of Milton Keynes Athletics Club. We are members of the club. We don't necessarily represent the club, however with our membership you get access to the track, because people always ask me like, how do you get access to this track? Because this track is at Stantonbury, which is part of a secondary school, and so the track can't be used in school hours, so we come before school on a Tuesday, and this is kind of like our time slot. But yeah, you can only use it outside of the school hours. But yeah, that's how we just pay a membership fee for the year, and then we use the track. So warm up and drills done. It's time to change trainers over, get the plates out. Or rods. Dan somewhere over there. There he is. He's doing 600. So what are you doing today, boys? 5 1200s. So we're in the light now, and we have just done our session. Sammy and I worked together today. It was 12 by 400, which is one of my favourite sessions. The target was 93 seconds per lap with 90 seconds recovery, so that's about 6:12 pace. And everything was like 132, 133, so we did fantastic. And if I'm being honest, that session felt really good. Sometimes when I do sessions, like I'm halfway through a session and you know the target's hitting my upper limit and I'm kind of struggling mentally, I'm like, how am I going to be able to do this all? But today I was like 12, no bother. I think I probably could have carried on for 16 today. Just felt really good. But I think that's the idea of the session. You know, there's always a purpose and a reason, and I knew, obviously being a coach myself, but James coaching me, I knew that the purpose of the session today was the fact that did the half marathon on Sunday. It's easing us into this new track marathon training block, and if anything I just felt super strong and was working really efficiently today, so I'm really happy with that session, and I'll leave my feedback in my training plan for my coach and see what he says. The guys are just doing some are they doing 200s or 150s? I thought they were doing 200s, but now I think they're doing 150s. I'm going to wait and see what line they start from. But yeah, they're just doing some stride outs. So James has been doing this quite a lot in his training recently, so doing sort of like the main bulk of the session, and then at the end working on like some shorter reps and working on that sort of like real fast turnover. But they're coming now, so I will turn the video around so you can see them coming through. So James is coming wide. Well done, James. Go on, Dan. Go, Nev. Go, Sammy. Go on, James. Go, Dan. Go, Nev. Go on, Sammy. Surprisingly, for a December morning, it's actually quite mild. It's quite nice, although my hands are starting to get a bit cold now because I've done the session and I'm starting to cool down. Normally we'd kind of go into the cool down, but because these guys have got a few more reps to do, I'm just waiting here. Probably should get a jacket on, get a jumper on, and then we go for a loop outside of the track to do a cool down. Depending on how we're feeling and how much time people have, depends on how long of a cool down we go for, because we meet up at like sort of 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, and so if people have got to get back for any meetings or work stuff, then yeah, that can sometimes dictate whether the cool down's a kilometre or 2 miles. Last week we did a 2 mile cool down and my legs were like screaming at me like no. But yeah, really excited to get into this training block. I'll try and get James in as much of these videos as possible. Like, he hates that I stick this camera in his face, but he's an amazing runner and such a good coach. So I really want to try and showcase his expertise and knowledge on these videos and on this channel in time to come. But yeah, I need to actually check my training plan. My training plan has now been inputted into the diary for the next sort of 3.5 weeks. So I know what I'm doing on the lead up to Christmas. But I think this block, essentially for me, so if you didn't know previously, hold on. Right, jumper's gone on, I was getting cold. And also the guys were coming back for their reps, so I wanted to get a few pictures for the gram. If you know, you know. But yes, this block of training is kind of like base phase. So I've probably been working on my base for quite a few weeks anyway, because if you didn't already know, then back in March, April time, I rolled my ankle, which then actually turned out to be a fracture. So I broke my ankle back earlier this year. It was just kind of like a freak accident, just one of those things that happened, and didn't actually find out until sort of about 7 weeks into like not running that's actually what it was, just in terms of how long it took to get the scan done. So I had to do 12 weeks of no running completely, but in the meantime I was going to the gym and doing light cross training. Probably at the start should have done less cross training, but I didn't know that I'd broken the ankle. But that was that. And then I've just been building back up my mileage really gradually. They're coming now, so I'm gonna get my phone again. Building up really gradually, layering in the intensity, and I'm now at a really good place to hit this first block. And then sort of, it's just tied in really nicely with how I've been able to layer things up, that 16 weeks is coming. So let's do it. Strength day in the gym. This is the third set after doing a lot of legs. Welcome to Wednesday. So on the plan today is 30 minutes easy. However, I'm not 100% sure how easy it's going to be, just because of my glutes from the gym session yesterday. So obviously, because it's the start of a new block, I'm really motivated, and the aim is to try and get into the gym at least once, if not twice a week. I do teach 3 sessions in the running hub already, so It's not like I don't do any gym work, but obviously teaching and doing is two different things. So yeah, let's see how that 30 minutes goes today. I was meant to be out running right this second, went to go and switch my headphones on and they are not charged. Probably could have gone, however, I'm not on too much time restraints this morning, haven't got anything that's holding me back, so I'm just going to crack on with half an hour of work, charge them, maybe not even for half an hour, and then go out for the run. I'm just going to do a short loop round the block. I've got a nice 3.5 mile loop, so that will work, and then just cracking on with the rest of the day. We've got our core class in the running hub tonight, which we teach live online, so people just dial in from their own homes, which is cool. And then it's just getting prepped for end of year stuff really, so a couple of training plans to update, and catching up with people from the weekend just gone, and then yeah, just prepping stuff for next year, which is quite scary really, to be honest. So yeah, just kind of winding down slowly towards the end of the year. We have got a few new clients starting with us in the build up to marathon training. So yeah, it should be a good day. I've written my to-do list already. If you know me already, I love a to-do list. So we'll try and work my way through that. I've got a problem though, like I always put too much on my to-do list. Like I'm quite ambitious with how much time I think I have in a day, and it never works out. So it's very rare that I ever get everything done on my to-do list. I have like a huge list for the week, and I break that down into different sections, like the running hub, clients, social media, YouTube, admin, and then I put that into a day thinking, right, I can do this today alongside any other meetings or calls that I have. But yeah, it just never works out. So maybe, hopefully, I've put a good amount on my to-do list today that's not going to overstretch me, that I can achieve. But who knows? Let's see how the day goes, and I'll update you on how the run goes afterwards. I think about 31 minutes in, I'm just going to run to the end of this roadway, which meets up with the start of our road. Might as well just keep going, otherwise it's further to walk back. But really enjoyed that one today. There we go, run complete, and I'm back on my normal lane up towards my house. They're building a super school right at the end here, so back here there's loads of new estates being built. And yeah, we've got a massive, apparently it's going to be primary and secondary school. Anyway, back to the run. Really enjoyed that today. About 32.5 minutes. That loop that I've got is approximately 30 minutes, depending on how long it takes me, or how fast I'm going, should I say. So that was 3.65 miles, an average pace of 8:55. Really tried to keep that sensible and easy, because it's really like easy to push the pace on your easy runs, and this is meant to be a recovery run, and the idea is to get me from Tuesday session to Thursdays. I won't tell you anything about tomorrow yet, because I'll tell you when I'm doing it, but I do feel like I need to do a bit more stretching later. I could get away with it, but it's the start of the block, so I'm going to be good. So stretching later, core on the cards tonight, and then I'll update you on tomorrow's run when I'm doing it. Wow, just finished up today's session, and give me 10 more minutes and I reckon I'm gonna be feeling that runner's high. I can't believe just what happened there. So I woke up feeling quite tired today. James brought me up a morning coffee to try and wake me up, and then legs felt quite heavy on the warm-up. The boys were toying between doing 4 or 5 miles, and on my plan was 5. And I was like, well, if you're toying with the idea of only doing 4, then I'm only going to do 4 too. So originally on the plan was 5 miles steady, target 7:30 minute miling. And I must admit, I am wearing my Vaporflies today. I'm lucky enough to say that I've got an old pair now. I'm wearing my first pair because James bought me a new pair for my birthday, and yeah, so not that that's going to give me, it's going to give me a bit of an edge, but so felt really good. First 2 miles ticked by quite nicely. 3rd mile, same again, and then the loop that we do is 4 miles long, And so I thought, if the boys have stopped at 4 and they're at the end, because they would have been ahead of me, then I'll stop. But they weren't there. So I thought, let's carry on let's just do the 5th mile. And then I looked down at my watch, and I'm walking back to the car now, where like the meet point is, and it ticked by 36 and a bit minutes, and I thought, should I round up to 40 to get back to the car? And like, that's how good today felt. Like I was working, obviously steady, but it just felt like really efficient and good. So, but then I thought, no, don't overdo it, because your coach will tell you off or give you much faster next week if you're exceeding what the session says. So no, did the 5, walking back to the car, and then hopefully they'll be there as well by this point, and we're going to do a cool down. But I can't believe it. This week is going really well. First week of marathon training, and 3 really good runs so far. Tomorrow is active recovery, so a bike, and then what else? Nothing else. Oh, I've got strength tonight with the running hub. Hopefully my glutes are right by then. I can't remember what session I've planned, but maybe I'll talk you through a bit of that later. But yeah, and I'm in my scimitar. Look, see, like not much sweat. Like normally I'd be dripping. Like, oh my god, what's going on? Anyway, I'm just gonna enjoy this moment, and yeah, be really happy. I don't know if I said, but yeah, 5 miles, average 7:22. Woo!
How are your legs after?
Week 1 of marathon training. So really good week this week. Really happy with how the sessions have gone. Great session at the track on Tuesday. I'm still buzzing off of the sort of tempo run on Thursday, which was really good. Saturday saw us go to Jersey Farm Park Run, which is in St Albans, and we were there to collect our letter J. So if you haven't already and you're into Park Run, download an app which is called 5K. Let me see if I can get it up. So it's 5K, and if you can see, it's like the one at the bottom, it's purple, and it's got a little running figure on there. And basically you can do all different challenges, and one of them is getting a different park run letter of the alphabet. So I think there's only like a couple of J's in the country, so people know that you're there to collect your letter J. So the lady that did the race briefing was hilarious. The course was quite undulating, it was quite muddy, so in the winter, and if you've had a lot of rain, that's going to be a bit more cross country, but just kept it nice and easy that day ahead of the long run on Sunday. After the run we went to the Waffle House, so if you are in St Albans and you go to collect your J, head there for breakfast afterwards, because that was lovely. And then Sunday, 12 miles, easy was on the plan. Nothing really much to report back on, literally job done, tick box complete, so that was good. And 33 miles in total for the week, so I'm really happy with how the week went in general. I just seem to enjoy it, which is really fun, and that's kind of like the thing that I wanted to take forward into this training block. And then also I didn't really manage to collar James into much of this week's video at all, but he has been really busy recently, so I will try to do that in weeks to come. I think with Christmas and how it's going, sort of I'll try and condense maybe weeks 2 and 3 into one video, but we'll see how that goes. But also, if you are interested in following both of mine and James's training a little bit more, then listen to our podcast every week, which is released on a Friday. It's called the Running Hub Podcast, because on the intro we sort of talk about our previous week's training and let you know how you get on. So if you're also interested in finding out just us talking about it, then you can listen to our training on the podcast as well. So yeah, solid start to week 1. Really just sort of wanting to look forward to this block ahead. And yeah, there's not really much else to say from week 1. I think that's just kind of it. You can tell that this has been a good week, getting everything done, not over exceeding on the plan, and just hope that I continue this forwards in the next few weeks and also months. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I know I don't want to say this like, oh yeah, a few people have said this, but actually a few people have said to me, I'm looking forward to this, or are you doing a new training series? So this is it, and I will be documenting my journey up towards Paris, and so I hope that you enjoy following this journey with me, and hopefully also with James in weeks to come. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video for our next update.